Okay, Bonita, back over to you.
Thanks, Cindy. Hey, how did it go for everybody? Anybody have any luck with anybody saying yes? Crickets. Come on, guys, help me out
I
here.
love,
Yes.
I
Hello.
love training, Bonita. And you know what I've always been told when you said, you know, you're asking all these questions and inevitably the person is going to say, well, Bonita, tell me about you. What do you do? What I've always been told is that if they don't ask about you, you don't want them in your business.
Yeah.
Because when they get in your business, they're just going to talk about me, and they're not going to and ask the other person about them because it's not how they're built. So that's, I don't know, it's a kind of a, you know, but I have done exactly what you said, where, you know what, you just talked about your dog and I love dogs so much. I have to tell you about this product. So I can see both ways, but I think it's really good. I think your training today is so good with practicing clear communication and respectful
Thank you.
communication.
Thanks.
Yes, I got a response.
All right, Lynn.
Yeah, I was going through my story on Facebook, and I don't really post too much, but I had a my story I posted at the end of March, and I picked somebody out and said, "Hey, may I ask you a question? Thanks for viewing my story." And she immediately says, "Of course." So actually, I was in the process of answering her when we came back on. So I'm going to continue with that.
Awesome.
But
Great.
yeah.
Okay, that's actually what I was doing. I had posted something last night and a story and on a site that I'm having a lot of luck with, and in 46 minutes I had 92 written comments. And so now I'm going in and just liking or loving or making a comment on what they're commenting on, and it was about fear and what we fear, and how a lot of times there's no need to worry about the things that we fear. I mean, I grew up, I was constantly afraid of quicksand. And for some reason, I've never run into quicksand once in my entire life. It was a completely foundless fear. I mean, there's nothing about it. So, yeah, figuring out ways to connect with these people is great. And then figuring out the best way to ask the question. I think it's becoming easier and easier for me to do.
And right there, Bonita, is where most people drop the ball. They get stuck in the conversation about fear and they start talking about when they were younger and quicksand and la, 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 la. But right there, you should say, all right, I'm going to go out on a limb here and ask you a question. May I ask you a question?
Sure.
You know, I work in a field that nobody else in the world has their hands on. And I don't know if it'll be something you'd be interested in or not, but I wondered if you'd be willing to take a look at a short video. So right there, don't get stuck in the mud of the conversation.
Right.
The whole point of the conversation is to ask them a question and if they want to, look at your business. So don't.
Yes.
If,
Yeah. And if not, move on. There's 220 more people that are commenting that I get to ask that question.
Right. And the other thing I would say is that Tammy Gates always says that Facebook is not a very good shouting tool, but it's a very good listening tool. And so when you're observing, I mean, people are posting things that they want to say to you. So it's not only important to get your face out there, but it's also important to respond to what other people are putting out there. Like, oh my gosh, I hope your foot's okay. Or, oh, I hope, I love those flowers you put on your dining room table, or man, I love purple too, or whatever it is, and create the relationship with them, because people like to feel seen. They're like, oh my gosh, like, just like you said, I had 92 people comment on my thing, right? All of a sudden you're alive, right? So when you comment on somebody else's thing, they're going to say, oh my gosh, Bonita, somebody commented on my thing, right?
Exactly.
That's what keeps happening to me. I just see stuff and I love these people, and I can't help responding to what they're doing. And I, like most of them, I'm like building relationships with. So I had trouble trying to find new people to talk to anyway. But I love everything I've ever used that you put out, Bonita, has worked for me.
Oh, great. I'm glad.
Everything.
I had a quick response. I put it out.
Well, I'd say with that,
I had a quick response and said yes, so I am, as soon as this is over, sending them back their response.
All
Great.
right. All right, anybody else? If not, we'll
Harrison?
wrap up.
Harrison, did you have something?
I
He's
had
Hey,
something,
Bonita.
I had a quick response also, but it wasn't with the question. It's someone that I met in 2017. She was in a wheelchair, and she's even worse because now I hear her voice and she has problem talking. And she said, oh, my problem is genetic. It's not, I said, okay, that's perfect. That's what I wanted to hear because I have something that could help you. And she said, okay, I'll look at it.
Great.
Hey, Bonita,
Rosie,
this,
did you have a comment? Oh, yep. Go ahead.
Bonita, I just wanted to say your program was absolutely brilliant. And
Thank you.
I'm a Facebook ineptitude person, but I wrote the most beautiful invitation. And I'm thinking, man, I'm really smart. This is cool. Now all I've got to do is figure out how to put it on Facebook.
Awesome.
I'll have my kid do, my grandchild come help me. Brilliant. Thank you. Bravo.
Thank you.
Fantastic. Well, great training today. I think it really helped everybody. And, you know, social media is an incredible tool during this pandemic when we're all a little bit more by ourselves and not so much out there. So don't be intimidated by it. It is definitely the wave of the future. And the more you do it, the easier it becomes. And at some point, maybe your grandchild will come to you and ask you for help. So whether, you know, maybe they can show you Instagram, but maybe you can show them LinkedIn. So anyway, yeah, get out there and yeah, just do your best and realize that we're all, you know, we're all being clunky together. You know, I've even had young people that I've reached out to on LinkedIn get back to me 2 months later and say, I so apologize. I'm rarely on LinkedIn. And so the lesson that I got from that is that take it off LinkedIn, look in that more category for their personal email, their personal phone number, and take it off LinkedIn and make it on their personal email, their personal phone number as quickly as possible. Because a lot of people, there's so much social media out there. If they're required to go back to the platform to get the message, oftentimes they'll miss the message. So anyway, just a little tip there. So thanks, Bonita. Really incredible training today.
Thank you.
Bye, everybody. We'll see you
Bye-bye.
tomorrow. And Kathleen Cavender is our trainer tomorrow. See you
Yay.
then. Yay.
Thank you.